Alright, shalom, brothers. Let's start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to the Most High and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Christ. Double honors to the elders and respects to the brothers out there doing this work. Okay? Wake up 12 tribes of Israel, so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes. Okay? So, I want to get into this lesson, man. But first, I want to label off the tribes. Tribe of Judah, the head tribe, so-called Negroes, African Americans. Negroes or African Americans. Tribe of Benjamin, West Indies, Jamaica to Belize. Levi, so-called Haitians. Simeon, Dominican Republic. Zebulun, Guatemala to Panama. Ephraim, Puerto Ricans. Manasseh, Cubans. Gad, North American Indians. Reuben, Seminole Indians. Naphtali, Argentina and Chile. Asher, Colombia to Uruguay. Issachar, so-called Mexicans. Okay? So, I want to get on Babylon, okay? So, Babylon, man, it's wicked kingdom. Death and destruction, this wicked kingdom, death and destruction to 2/3, and death and destruction to the heathens, man. Right? Revelations 18 verse 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. That great city Babylon, man. So thus with violence, because how did America get started? It got started, it got started on the backs of our people, but it got started by their sweat and their blood and their tears. Okay? So that's with violence, man. Violence beget more violence, right? So how could you, you think you're gonna overthrow a king, take his palace, rape his or take hold of his women, his wives and his concubines, and enslave his children, and then you're just gonna get away with it, man? Like, nah, man. Maybe in a world where the Most High is not writing the scripts, but there's no such place, man. But on the face of this earth, man, according to the scriptures, man, thus with violence shall this city be brought down low. All right, just thus with violence shall this city fall, because it's gonna be all hell out there. Okay, it's gonna be hell for the people, man. It's gonna be hell to pay, but it's mostly for the wicked. It's mostly for 2/3 of our people, or not mostly. It's for 2/3 of our people. They're being wicked. It's for these heathens, man. It's for these Edomites, man, and these other nations. That's who it's for, ultimately. Because if a brother is one of the elect, or if a brother is part of the multitude of believers, and that brother, man, most I will, if that brother don't fall out the truth, if that brother don't go back in the world, or following off of the lust of the world, probably going clubbing once a week, or if that brother is the most in the Most High sight, if that brother is up to par, I guess, in a sense where, like the scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing, if your righteousness doesn't exceed the righteousness of the Pharisees, you shall, you're not gonna enter the kingdom, man. So if you're one of those people that and your righteousness don't exceed their righteousness, man, if you're shutting up the gates for other brothers, not telling them the names, stuff like that, man, hey, man, there's probably no hope for you because I mean you're out these fake pastors are preaching false doctrines. They're shutting up the gates. But they're shutting up the gates. Better to tell somebody, and then a person just reject it. Okay, put them on the 2/3 list. But hey, I mean, ultimately, man, they're like brothers go into, and brothers go into this all the time. They're just stumbling blocks, man. Those are just stumbling blocks for our people that the Most High set up to root out to weed out the ones that He don't want, man. And then ultimately, like brothers go into, He weeds out other brothers also. That's even in the truth. I mean, you might be in there 1 second and then you might be out the next. You never know. That's why you gotta praise the Most High, man, and pray that He keep you in this thing. Even gotta keep in your mind, because this is a big deal. I mean, brothers outside, those brothers that are still walking in the valley of the shadow of death, which is America, that are still, how would you say it? Not that hasn't gotten that breath blown back into them, which is the true knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I bet they would love to get this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. Stand above the rest and be not proud, but be more like it gives you that feeling that you're supposed to have and that you're supposed to want to have and be like, yeah, man. I'm not no nigga. I mean no nigga. I'm not no, like all those words that make our people feel like they're nothing. And a lot of our people suffer from emotional distress, emotional disabilities and whatever. Like a lot of our people suffer from syndromes relating to those type of names, whatever syndromes those are. But a lot of our people suffer from those things, syndromes, man. I mean, because a lot of our people started. You got dudes that'll start a fight for that, man. Dudes that'll be like, hey, don't call me no nigga. And a fight will just break out just like that, man, just because you called the dude a nigga. So he must be offended. I mean, why would you fight somebody you only fight somebody when somebody says something bad to you because, I mean, it must have offended you. Okay? So, hey, man, it's a beautiful thing, and you got to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. So, Jeremiah 51, verse 63. Not and it shall be when thou hast made an end of reading this book that thou shalt bind a stone to it and cast it into the midst of Euphrates, and thou shalt say, thus shall Babylon sink and shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her, and they shall be weary. Thus far are the words of Jeremiah. So hey, man, Babylon is gonna sink. It's gonna sink because if you even see the elites, they put little knickknacks here and there in these movies. They put little trinkets, I guess they would call it. Lesser magic, trying to get the blood off their hands. But they put little snippets. They put little things here and there in these movies. And guess what, man? Our people, like most of our people don't see it, but I mean, they even got military maps of America underwater, or like a good portion of it submerged. I mean, under the water, sunk under the water. So they do that, man. I mean, they put these things in movies on purpose. Those with eyes, to see and hear to hear. All right. So, hey, man, this place is gonna sink, man. So our people need to wake up, man. Don't listen to these leaders, man. The only solution is to come back to the law when you wake up, if you wake up, or when you wake up, if the Most High chooses you. I mean, ultimately, if He chooses you, He's gonna find, a way to. He's gonna bring you into it, man. That's how the Most High works. through his servants, the prophets, man, roughly. So I mean, it's got to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your abilities, man. Ain't no other solution, man. You can't take down this so-called white man. Well, not yet at least, but you can't take him down right now, man. All prophecies will fulfill in time. I mean, we're in those times. I mean, we've all, it's always fulfilled. All prophecies are going through. Not many left. But you can't bring down something that the Most High set up, man. You know. So Revelations 18, the Most High set up the so-called white man to rule. That's his blessing. The wicked, rule for a short time, but the righteous gonna reign forever, man. Just roughly paraphrasing. Revelations 18 verse 17. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and every ship and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off, all right, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, "What city is like unto this great city?" So what city, so in an hour, man, in an hour, such great riches gonna come to naught. Like brothers bring it out, brothers touch on this a lot, man. It won't take, brothers even say it won't even take it now. Brothers say them once, show videos and little animations and stuff, man. Once the missiles take off, once the coordinates are locked in, whatever the heck type of thing they use, but once everything is set up, man, it's gonna, and the missiles fly, the missiles gonna drop, man. And it won't take that long. It won't take that long for the missiles to reach over here, man. People just gonna look up in the sky. They gonna look up in the sky and be like, some people, I mean, everybody gonna see it, man. Or maybe not everybody, depending on where you're at the time, man. But you might be on a prostitute when that you might be on a prostitute when that time comes, man. These wicked niggas out there that going around buying pussy, nigga might be on a bitch. Nigga might be on a bitch when that time comes, yo. Probably, getting it in, right? They do get melted, dog. But yeah, man, hey, man, serious thing, man, not a joke. Don't take, brothers try their best not to take this truth lightly, man. But with that, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to the Most High and His only begotten Son. Double honors to the elders, and respect to the brothers out there doing this work. Shalom.